Okay, number 1, identify the solid of revolution generated by revolving the region around a fixed line. So this is a triangle that we have. If we rotate this multiple times, we want to look at what shape would it create. So I look at the lines here. This is a straight line. So if I flip this over, it's still going to be a straight line. And this angle is going to go down the same way as you rotate it. So it's going to be B, a cone. Number 2, describe the cross-section of a horizontal plane intersecting the above square pyramid, which we don't see a square pyramid, but that's okay. So imagine you have a square pyramid. And it comes to a point, oh gosh, I am not going to be able to draw that. Okay. Let's see if there's a square pyramid in here. We can look at, aha, okay, here's one. So here's a square pyramid. If I cut it across this way, a horizontal section, so it would cut all of the sides, it's going to be the same shape as the base. So if it's a square pyramid and we cut a horizontal plane through it, the shape you're going to see is still going to be a square. Number 3, find the shape resulting from the cross section of the cylinder. So if you cut this cylinder just like that, you're going to see a rectangle. Number 4, identify the number of faces. So this looks like we've got a square pyramid on top of another square pyramid. So I've got 4 faces on the top and 4 on the bottom, so 8 faces. And then let's count our edges here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 edges. And for our vertices, we have 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, number 5, name the solid. Well, this is a pyramid because it goes to a point at the top. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So this is a hexagonal pyramid. The base is a hexagon. I guess up here we could have just said pyramid. Find the lateral area. So let's look at our formulas we've got here. So we have a pyramid, which is here. So lateral area is 1/2 PL. So lateral area, I like to do perimeter times slant height divided by 2. So perimeter, there's 6 sides. Let's find our pieces over here. 6 sides, and each side is 12 inches. So I would do 6 times 12, which is 72. So 72 times the slant height, which is 13 here. They give you that, divide by 2. So 72 times 13 divided by 2 is 468 inches squared. So make sure that when you're doing your test tomorrow, you're extra careful as to what you're finding. Here we're just finding the lateral area. So whether you're using the green sheet or this orange sheet, make sure that you look and see, okay, here's lateral, this is total. Total would be this one right here. Okay, number 6. Plastic packaging cylinders are used for packing teddy bears and stuffed animals. So first thing I notice is we're talking about a cylinder. Linda brought a plastic packaging cylinder, 4.5 inches in diameter, 6 inches high. So let's underline that. 4.5 inches in diameter, 6 inches high, to place a teddy bear and then gift wrap it for her friend's birthday. Find the total. So again, there's that key word, total surface area. So I'm going to come to my sheet here, and I want total surface area of a cylinder, which is this one. So S equals 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. Now they gave us diameter here, so I'm going to take that 4.5 and divide it by 2. So radius is 2.25. So S equals 2 pi times 2.25 times the height, which they gave us 6, plus 2 pi times 2.25 squared. And I'm going to put all that goodness in my calculator. I got 116.63 inches squared. Okay, number 7, find the lateral area. So there we go, lateral area, and we are doing a cylinder here. So lateral area of a cylinder, I'm going to look at my formula sheet, is 2 pi r h. So 2 pi times the radius, which is 2, times the height, which is 4. So I'll put that in my calculator, 2 pi times 2 times 4. I got 50.265, which rounds to 50.3. Number 8, find the total surface area. So again, we're still looking at that cylinder. So total surface area of a cylinder, 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Now up above, I just found this part here, so I'm going to just plug that in. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't want to confuse you. I'm just going to go back to the picture. So 2 pi times the radius, which is 2, times the height, which is 4, plus 2 pi times the radius 4 squared. So if I plug all that in my calculator, I get okay, I'm back. I had gotten the wrong answer and I didn't see it over here. So I went back and checked my work. 2 pi, radius is 2, height is 4, plus 2 pi r squared. I had put a 4 here, but it's a 2. So let me try again here. 2 pi times 2 squared plus 2 pi times 2 times 4. There we go, 75.4. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, number 9, Olivia prepared a cake in the shape of a regular square pyramid. Okay, so I'm going to stop. I have a pyramid, so I'm going to write down my pyramid formula. I see lateral. So on my sheet, I see that it is PL divided by 2. So which has a base and slant height of 6 inches. She wants to sprinkle chocolate flakes over the lateral faces of the cake. So we want to find the lateral area of the cake. Okay, so perimeter, it's a square pyramid, which means it's 4 sides on the base, and each side is 6. So 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 times the slant height they gave us is 6, and divide by 2. So 72 inches squared. Number 10, find the amount of glass needed to make an aquarium. So it says the bottom base is made from glass, but there is no top. Okay, so let's first go to our Prism formula. So our Prism formula is pH plus 2B. So I have the bottom, but there's no top. So instead of 2 bases, I'm going to take away this 2 and just do 1 base. So I have S equals, let's find perimeter. I know the height is 20. So perimeter, if this is 36, this here tells me this is 18 inches wide. So I have perimeter is 36 plus 36 plus 18 plus 18. So let's do some math there. So I got 108 for the perimeter plus, now this is what I've seen my students have the most issues with. When you see area of, or when you see the big B, it's area of the base. The base is just a rectangle that's 36 by 18. So if I want the big B, I'm going to do base times height, so 36 times 18. Which is 648. So if I put that in my calculator, I got 2,808 inches squared. Number 11, find the total surface area of the hemisphere. cone. So hemisphere, we first have half of the sphere. So a sphere is 4 pi r squared, but I'm splitting it in half. Then I'm also adding the base, or a base, which is a circle. So I'm going to also add pi r squared. So we have 4 pi times 11 squared divided by 2 plus pi times 11 squared. So the total area of the hemisphere is 1,140.4 inches squared. Number 12, find the amount of leather needed to cover a ball. So a ball would be a sphere, 22 centimeters in diameter. So make sure you check this out. Sphere is 4 pi r squared. They give us the diameter. That means I split this in half to find radius, which is 11. So 4 pi times 11 squared. So 1,520.5 centimeters squared. Okay, number 13, find the lateral area of a cone. So there's cone. Let me find lateral area. So on my formula sheet, I see that lateral area is pi r times slant height. So it gives me some information. The height is 12 meters, and the slant height is 16 meters. Ooh, this one's tricky. So let's draw a cone here. So it tells me the height, which is from the center of the base down, is 12 meters. Ew, excuse me. And the slant height is 16 meters. So that's this. So I have the slant height. We don't have the radius. So the radius goes from here to here. So we're going to use Pythagorean theorem to find the radius. So we have 12 squared equals 16 squared. So a squared equals 112. So you can either square root this and keep it as square root 112, or you can round the decimal. Either way would be sufficient. I got 531.9, but again, 0.7 is perfectly fine. Okay, number 14, find the total surface area of the prism. So prism is, for total, pH plus 2b. So let's do a little bit of a math up here. So perimeter. Remember, you have to find the base first. So you've got triangles and rectangles, but bases are parallel and congruent. So my bases are my triangles here. So if I add up the sides there, I have 6 plus, here's the hypotenuse, 10, and we don't know the other side, so let's find it. Pythagorean theorem. So I have 6 squared plus b squared equals 10 squared. So I got 8 is the third side. So if I add those together, I got 24 for the perimeter. The height, make sure you're careful here. It's not the height of the triangle, it's the height of the prism. So height is 8 plus 2 times the area of the base. So again, the b is area of the base. I have a triangle, so triangle is base times height divided by 2. So that would be 6 times 8 divided by 2, which is 24. So do some math, and the surface area of the prism is 240 units squared. Okay, number 15, find the total surface area. So total, and we have a cone, so S equals pi r slant height plus pi r squared. So let's see what we have here. Pi times 3 times, oh, they gave us a slant height. So we can just fill everything in and put it in our calculators. $103.7. Number 16, find the amount of canvas required for the tent. Total surface area. The base of the prism is an equilateral triangle with sides 200. Okay, so it's a prism. So prism is perimeter times height plus 2b. The base, they told us, so nice of them, is this equilateral triangle. So for perimeter, I'm going to do 3 times 200. So 600 times the height, which is this, 400, plus 2 times the base. Now we need to find area of the base. So it's a triangle, base times height divided by 2. I have the base is 200, but I don't have the height. So we need to find the height. So we have, this is 200. So let me draw a little triangle down here. We've got 200 and 100. So let's use the Pythagorean theorem. If I put in the calculator correctly. So I got 173.2. Oops, does not go there. Goes over here. Divide by 2. So let's find the area. So the area of the triangle is this very large number. And now let's find surface area of the whole thing. Again, a very large number. Oh my. 274,641.01 centimeters squared. That is a lot of centimeters. There we go. Okay, number 17, find the total surface area of the regular pyramid. So again, we're finding total of the pyramid. So here's our formula. So let's do perimeter first. And it's a regular pyramid, which means all the sides are the same. So perimeter is 4 times 11, which is 44. So 44 times slant height is 12, divided by 2, plus B is area of the base, and it's a square, so it's just base times height, which is 11 times 11, so 121. (385 feet squared). Number 18, find the lateral area of the cone. So cone lateral area is pi r slant height. So we have pi times 5 times 7. And I got 109.9. Number 19, a chip can has a height of 1 foot and a diameter of 2 inches. So I'm thinking this is like a Pringles container, like a cylinder. So it has a height of 1 foot and a diameter of 2 inches. Oops, 2 inches. There we go. 2 inches. Now, since I have inches and feet, I'm going to immediately just write 12 inches here. Find the area of the label in square inches. Assume the label takes up the entire lateral face of the can. So that means I'm just doing lateral area of a cylinder. 2 pi r h. So 2 pi times, the diameter was 2 inches, so the radius is 1 inch, times the height, which is 12. So 2 pi times 1 times 12. So 75.4 inches squared. And the last page, number 20. Find the surface area of the solid if the base is a cube. Okay, so we have a prism with 1 base plus a pyramid with no base. Okay, so let's look at our formulas. Prism is pH plus 2b, and pyramid is PL divided by 2 plus B. So since I only have one base on this one, I'm going to take off the 2. So I'm going to use pH plus B. And on the pyramid, I have no base. So I'm going to take off the B here. So take off the 2, take off the B. All right, so perimeter. It tells me this is a cube, which means each side is the same. So behind here, we've also got our other congruent sides. So for perimeter, I have 4 sides and each one is 10 inches. So perimeter is 40. Since it's a cube, it means this is also 10. So 10, every single side is 10. They're all the same. So perimeter times height, which is 10, plus the base. So base is, since it's a square, it's just base times height, which is 10 times 10, so 100. Okay, so that's just this, perimeter times height plus base plus, now we have perimeter, again, 40, times slant height, which they gave us, 8, divided by 2. So put that in our calculator. So 660 inches squared. Number 21, find the surface area of this model rocket to the nearest tenth. So we have a cylinder with one base plus a cone with no base. So our cylinder formula, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. But I only have one base, so I'm going to take off this 2 right here. And our cone formula is pi RL, so plus pi RL plus pi r squared. But our cone doesn't have a base, so this circle, pi r squared, represents the base. So I'm going to take that off. So let's fill in what we have. We have 2 pi times the radius, which is 10, times the height, which is 30, plus pi times the radius is 10 plus pi times 10 times the slant height, which is 12. So a lot of just plugging in, making sure you use the correct formula. So I got 2576.1. Number 22, find the surface area of the solid. So we have a cylinder with one base. So we just use that formula, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared, but I only have one base, so I'm going to take off that 2. Plus a hemisphere with no base, which basically means I just have half of a sphere. So a whole sphere is 4 pi r squared. I'm going to divide that by 2, which means I'm going to put a 2 here. So we have 2 pi times 8 times 22 plus pi times 8 squared plus 2 pi times 8 squared. So 2 pi times 8 times 22 plus pi times 64 plus 2 pi times 64. So I got 1709.03 feet squared. And the last one, find the surface area. So we have a hemisphere or a half a sphere plus a cylinder with no bases plus a cone with no base. So for the hemisphere, I'm just going to use the 2 pi r squared because a whole sphere is 4 pi r squared. For the cylinder, if I take off the bases, we're just going to use 2 pi RH. And a cone, if we take off the base, we're just going to use pi RL. So let's fill in what we've got. 2 pi times 2 squared plus 2 pi times 2 times 6 plus pi times 2 times 3. And for the last one, let's see what we get. I got 119.4 inches squared. And that's it. So good luck on your test tomorrow. I hope that this was helpful.